The Labor Force Report for September and third quarter 2021 describes the labor supply situation. The report will elaborate on the month-on-month and quarter-on-quarter changes to examine the immediate effects of the NRP to rejuvenate the economy while containing the spread of COVID-19. In addition, annual changes from the same month and the same quarter of the previous year are also reported. In September 2021, employed persons continued to increase by 86.9 thousand persons or 0.6%, recording 15.46 million persons as compared to 15.38 million persons in the previous month. The employment-to-population ratio, which indicates the ability of an economy to create employment, escalated by 0.3 percentage points to 65.5% during the month. As for the third quarter of 2021, the number of employed persons increased by 0.4% quarter-on-quarter to 15.27 million persons after posted decreases in the second quarter of 2021. The employment-to-population ratio increased by 0.1 percentage point to record 65.1%. By status in employment, 77.1% was the employees category, which further improved by 28.3 thousand persons or 0.2% to 11.93 million persons. Similarly, the own account workers in September 2021 increased by 1.4% or 34.8 thousand persons to 2.57 million persons. In third quarter, the working population was dominated by male with a share of 61.1%. Meanwhile, more than 30% of the employed persons were in the age group of 25 to 34 years. As for the employed persons by occupation registered in the third quarter, 25.0% was services and sales workers. Nevertheless, more than half of the employed persons were in the semi-skilled category. In the third quarter of 2021, the number of persons who work less than 30 hours per week due to working conditions or insufficient work reduced by 2.0% to post 464.6 thousand persons. Time-related underemployment, which accounted for 2.1% of the total employed persons, dropped by 1.1% to record 326.2 thousand persons as compared to 329.7 thousand persons in the previous quarter. In the meantime, skill-related underemployment, which comprised of those with tertiary education but working in the semi-skilled and skilled occupation, increased by 1.2% to register 1.87 million persons, made up 37.7% of the total employed persons with tertiary education. The unemployment rate in September 2021 continued to decline by 0.1 percentage point to 4.5% after registering 4.6% in August 2021. Thus, the number of unemployed persons shrank for the second month by 2.6% or 19.2 thousand persons to record 729.6 thousand persons. Meanwhile, in the third quarter, the number of unemployed persons declined by 2.4% quarter-on-quarter to record 746.2 thousand persons. The unemployment rate in this quarter down to 4.7%. In the third quarter, more than 80% of unemployed persons were actively unemployed. The largest composition of the actively unemployed was those who were unemployed for less than 3 months, which comprised of 50.4%. The number of labor force in September 2021 made up 16.19 million persons, increased by 0.4% or equivalent to 67.7 thousand persons. Accordingly, the labor force participation rate rose by 0.2 percentage points to 68.6%. As for the third quarter, the number of labor force increased by 0.3% or 48.8 thousand persons quarter-on-quarter to record 16.02 million persons. The labor force participation rate during the quarter stood at 68.3%. The number of outside labor force continued to fall in September 2021 with a reduction of 42.6 thousand persons or 0.6%, registering 7.41 million persons. Meanwhile, the outside labor force in third quarter posted an increase of 5.2 thousand persons or 0.1% to record 7.43 million persons. Schooling or training category was the major composition of outside labor force in September with 43.3% and followed by housework or family responsibilities category with 41.8%. In the meantime, housework or family responsibilities was the largest composition of outside labor force during the third quarter of 2021 with a share of 44.1% and tailed by schooling or training category accounted for 41.5%. In terms of unemployment situation by state, most of the states posted a decline in unemployment rate during the quarter. The lowest unemployment rate was recorded by Wilayah Persekutuan Putrajaya, 1.0%, followed by Malacca, 3.0%, Selangor, 3.6%, Negri Sembilan, 3.7%, and Pulau Penang, 3.7%. In the meantime, there were 9 states recorded increases in LFPR indicating more labor participation in the economy. The highest LFPR was posted by Selangor, 74.7%, Wilayah Persekutuan Kuala Lumpur, 73.6%, Pulau Penang, 70.7%, Wilayah Persekutuan Putrajaya, 70.2%, and Sarawak, 69.7%.